So picture this. A woman tells you a story about her ex-partner. He's a good guy. He's reliable. He's stable. He's never cheated. And she left him anyway. For what? Because the spark was gone. Because the routine made her feel trapped. Because she believed there was a more exciting, passion-filled, cinematic life waiting for her elsewhere. So she left. She moved on, and went in search of the feelings she thought she deserved. Fast forward 18 months. She sees a picture of him. He doesn't look broken. He's not posting sad quotes about love all over social media. He looks lighter. He looks fit. And what's worse, he looks genuinely, quietly happy. And in that moment at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, a dawning realization hits. I've made a catastrophic mistake. This, according to psychologists, is the regret window. Most men believe that this window doesn't open until you plead, beg, or write a very long emotional message explaining how much you love her. But psychological principles suggest the opposite. The window of regret doesn't open until she realizes that you are perfectly fine without her. Today we are going to break down the brutal psychology behind why you have to have stability, why it's devalued until it's gone, and why your indifference is actually the most powerful tool in negotiating real desire. You provided the foundation, planned the dates, listened to her problems, and fixed her problems. You gave her a sense of utter safety, yet you still watched her pull away. Her eyes were glazed everywhere, as you could see. Before you had a word for it, you became a stagnant routine for her. Your stability became a boring, monotonous experience, and she began to equate your inner peace with indifference. The human brain, after all, is a difference engine, biologically programmed to filter out predictability. This is known as the familiarity devaluation effect. Initially, the gift of coffee was an act of love. 5 years later, the coffee arrives, and she doesn't even notice. The act has remained the same, but her perception has not. You became white noise, and she swapped the characteristics of many years' worth of your survival value for the excitement of a weekend's worth of entertainment value. She didn't leave because you weren't good enough. She left because you were too safe for her. And this brings us to the psychology behind the effort paradox. During the relationship, you likely overfunctioned. You took care of her emotions, filled the silence for her, and positioned yourself as responsible for her happiness. But psychology teaches us that we respect the man who has standards, and standards are something he is not demonstrating if he is a caretaker. If you make her your primary mission, you become a satellite. Nobody is attracted to a satellite. They're attracted to the sun that is pulling all of the stars into orbit. When you get left, in her mind, you should crash and burn. You should chase. You should show her your life is falling apart. This is validation. Validation that she was right. Validation that she was the prize. But when you're fine, you remove her safety net. You create doubt. You create comparison. You create regret. She begins to drown in options and yet starve in substance. Then she notices you, not broken, not chasing, not performing. Which leaves the final question: how do you become this man? You can't fake it. Women are programmed to sniff out acting. You need to cultivate invisible value. Become a ghost. Silence communicates power. Silence communicates standards. Silence communicates independence. Adopt identity consistency. Destroy the pedestal. Build purpose. Let pain refine you. The regret window opens when she realizes she traded something genuine for something illusory. She realizes boring was actually peace. The most powerful move isn't revenge. It's becoming a man whose life does not collapse in her absence. And invariably, the moment you stop desperately waiting for her return is the moment she'll appear at your door. At which point, You might discover you no longer wish to open it. Right here is where most people relapse emotionally, when the past reappears. Thank you for watching this video. Most relationship patterns don't repeat because they're mysterious. They repeat because they're misunderstood. This channel is about getting a clear understanding of them before they control you again. Subscribe if you prefer clarity over confusion. So together, we stop reacting and start responding.